Hey amazing women. As I said in the last video, like normally I have this YouTube channel in Swedish, so if you want to keep watching videos in English, just let me know, because then I will decide, like, will I do more videos on this channel in English, or will I go over to a separate one? Anyway, I felt this super important urge to really share this message with you. Like, how do we make decisions? The reason being I got this urge to talk about this right now is because I understand now, like in the last 2 years, I've been in the decision-making process from a fear-based place, from a lack mentality, from a stressed out place, from a fear that if I don't make these decisions, something bad may happen. And I do believe that this is so critically important, because I know that I'm not alone. I know that most of you are struggling with this in this very moment. And since I just got out of it and got back to myself, to my source, to my intuitive being that I know myself to be, and that I know that you are as well. When we can make decisions from a place of love, from a place of inner knowing, many times it doesn't make sense. Like right now, I was like, okay, what is on my agenda for right now? What shall I be doing? Like, I have so many messages from some of you and some other people as well that I should be answering. Like, that would be the default response, or the logical step to take. What would be best in my best interest right now? Yeah, that would be to answer those. But then when I asked myself, when I asked my inner guidance, they were like, no, you should make a video talking about this topic, about decision making. Just don't do the other stuff. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's focus on just making this video and just show you in action when the decision is done, to actually follow what I know to be true for myself on my inside, even though it does not make sense. Since we came back to Bali, I was so happy because I just heard another woman talk about this on her YouTube channel. And she said that she used to live in Mexico for such a long time. And then she came back to Canada and she started to feel confused. Like, who is she? What shall she be doing? What is even her clothing style? And I was like, I can so relate to that. Because when we came back to Sweden after living abroad in first Thailand and then Bali, living the digital nomad lifestyle, which was so cool, which was my big dream, and achieving that and really living that, and coming back to Sweden after that, it was very weird. And I was exhausted actually, even though that life is just such a dream life, and it was my big dream to really live that life. But I did feel exhausted when I came back, and I was also stressed out. The reason being, I was stressed out because I felt this huge lack of financial assets. I felt stressed out because of money. And I know that so many of you are feeling stressed out about money as well. The money aspect of my life, it's been an interesting story about the beliefs that I have had around abundance, about money, because as a kid I grew up being very fortunate. Like, my parents had it good. Like, we had a beautiful sailing boat, we went on vacations, and I had this belief that other people, when they provide, I can live a luxury lifestyle, because that is what I saw. And the interesting thing happened as soon as I moved away from home. I started to attract crappy results in my own financial well-being. I attract a crappy home in London where I moved to, full of mold. I didn't know it was full of mold, but I made that decision because of the money aspect. There was one apartment that I truly wanted to have, but I thought it was too expensive, and I was afraid of not being able to survive if I had such a expensive apartment. So I chose this lower priced apartment, but because that one was full of mold, I ended up getting sick, like super sick. I got super allergic to the mold, and I had a 6 months contract on that apartment, and I couldn't get out. Or I could get out, but I still had to pay the rent, and I think that was probably not an option because of the lack of money, right? So I got really sick and I could not work. So that created an even worse economic. So I chose the place because of the lower price, but then I ended up getting sick, not being able to work, and I did not receive any money. So it's really, really interesting, like how we are basing our decisions based on fear, and how that many times is actually not going the way we want them to go. It's the same thing for you. Maybe you feel in your heart, for example, that IVF is not right for you, but you kind of feel that that is what I should be doing right now. Or you feel that I know that this workspace that I am in is not the right thing for me, but you feel that I should be working here because otherwise I may not get any money or I may die. This is the thing, like the mind all the time, it thinks like, if we're really asking deep questions to our mind, it all the time thinks that we will die, that we will not be able to survive. Like that is the deepest core fear. And when we can come to that place that we no longer fear dying, I'm not saying that this is easy, it takes work, but when we can come to that place where we no longer fear dying, this is really channeling message, because this is Linda, personality Linda is still terrified of death. But as they're saying this, like when we do not longer fear the death, life becomes easy. What do you mean? Well, we mean that when you are not living from a place of fear, then you can make decisions on earth based on love. Because the mind is wired to make decisions to protect you from potential death. That's how the mind is wired. And that's what it will keep doing. And this is why you will keep, the same thing for me, if we are not aware, we will make decisions so that we can move away from potential danger. This is why many times we stay in relationships that are not good for us, but maybe they are financially supporting us, and we are terrified of leaving that relationship, both for the money aspect, but maybe also because we're terrified that we will not be able to attract anybody close to that person even. And like we totally believe that we can't attract anything better. But in our heart, we know that that is not true. In our heart, in our soul, our higher self, whatever we want to call it, that inner part of us that is all the time guiding us and giving us hints and nudges, like go there, do this, explore this. We're terrified of seeing it. I'm back. I wanted to say goodbye to Jonas before he took off to the gym. But this is so important because this is what I see with myself, like the last 2.5 years since we came back to Sweden, and we hired amazing business mentors. But those guys, they were very much in the logical space, which is completely the opposite of my space. My space is intuition. My space is following the guidance, following the flow, and their space is the Excel, count everything and know this and know that. And for me, that is dreadful. It traps my whole being, it traps my whole soul. And I have, for the last 2 years, because of fear that I may miss out something, I thought maybe this is me missing something. Maybe because I saw their success and I was like, I want to have what they have. But at the same time, I didn't. But I did want to have the result. But this is so important to remember for all of us. If we feel frustrated because we are not getting the same results as somebody else, is probably because that path that person is taking, that path doesn't suit us for some reason. We know something within. So whenever we feel frustration, I truly want us to understand this. Whenever we feel frustration, something is out of alignment. So if you are feeling frustrated in your life right now, you see everybody else is getting pregnant, or you see that, I just have to move around a little bit. You see that everybody else is getting pregnant, or you see that everybody else has the money that you want to have, and you are stuck in this frustration. Just know that this frustration is a sign. It is a sign for you that you are right now not in the place where you're supposed to be. So to really see that frustration, as a sign. That is your biggest thing. Like now, when I made this decision to go and make a video for you rather than sit and respond to people on the messages, I feel calm, I feel peaceful. I felt that this is the right thing for me to do. And I used to know this. I used to know it, and not only know it, but I used to do this. To really work from the heart. And this is the same thing now because Jonas, he has this amazing personality, but it is this XL personality, which is completely different from my personality. And he said to me like now, when I was saying goodbye to him, it was like, why are you making a video? Who are you making a video for? And I said, YouTube. And he was like, why do you have your phone straight up? And I felt myself getting irritated because I just want to do whatever I want to do. There are so many rules being applied to us. Like for me, it's much more comfortable to hold the phone like this. I really don't like filming in this format because it's uncomfortable for my arm. It's really weird when I do it that way. So rather than complicate things and just try to make them as what other people are saying are perfect or what you should be doing. This is the thing, guys. When we are following our intuition, when we are following our heart, it does not matter whether we are filming in this direction or that direction. It does not matter if we are leaving a job or not leaving a job, like just following the intuition, that inner guidance. And this is what we are practicing so much. Like if you would do any of my coaching programs where we work together tightly for a longer period of time, this is magical, because what you're really learning is focusing on understanding yourself and what you know to be true in your heart. Because the thing is, we can build quite a good life from just our 5% conscious mind, but at one time we're just gonna feel so frustrated, we're gonna feel empty, unfulfilled, and this is coming from us not following what we are truly here to do, what we are truly here to be. Because all of us are here to be something magical. We are that magical being, and we can only tap into that magical being when we allow ourselves to do things our own way. If I want to hold the phone this way, this is what I'm going to do. Like Jonas just said it in a kind act. He was like, did you forget? No, I didn't forget. I just need to practice doing whatever I want to do rather than doing what everybody else tell me that I should be doing. And this is so important for you as well. Like all these loving people in your life that will tell you stuff, whatever that is, like you can't quit that job, or you shouldn't be with that person, whatever it is that other people are telling you, you have to go to your deep inside and really asking yourself, is this the right decision for me personally, for my soul? Is this what my soul really wants? Or is this what somebody else wants from me? They think they know what is best for me, but they don't. Only you know what is best for you. And this is where we truly need to understand what is fear and what is our truth and what is fear. We need to learn to really identify what is what. That's a super important skill that we all need to learn. And the more we learn it, the better and more amazing life can truly be. So I'm gonna finish off this video right now and just go and answer some messages because now I feel ready for it. And that's the thing. Whenever we are doing what feels in alignment in this very moment, the next step will be presented to us all the time. And this is the beauty of all of this. Actually, before I answer the messages, I'm gonna hang the laundry. Yeah, that feels like the next logical step. And then I'm gonna eat something. And then I'm gonna have a meeting. Okay, we will see. We will see when I get to the messages. Because this is very important to practice, to really tune in. Because at that perfect time when I am in full alignment with the messages. I know that the most magical information will come through, and I will be able to serve all of you from a place of just pure love, because that's my intention. So with that said, I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm really, really excited to hear what you got out of this video. Sending you so much love.